Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Backrooms Documentaries. This episode will talk about entities 23, 24, and 25. These entities are pretty neat, so without further ado, enjoy this episode. Entity 23 of the Backrooms, also known as Unapproachable Horse, has an unconfirmed IETS rating, but the best estimate is likely 2D. Entity 23 takes the form of a normal horse of an unknown age and gender. It's located in various levels across the Backrooms, and usually levels that take place in nature, similar to fields and forests. As the name suggests, Entity 23 can't physically be approached. The radius surrounding the entity, which is around 40 meters or 130 feet, can't be physically accessed by wanderers. The reason behind this is unknown, and if you were to try to get closer to the unapproachable horse, it will seem like you're getting closer, but from another's point of view, you aren't getting any closer. If the horse moves into the direction of wanderers or other entities, anyone that gets caught in the way will look like they've no-clipped into a solid object from another's view. However, if it's you that was in the horse's way, then you will be pushed by an invisible wall. It will feel like the environment itself is moving and not your body. Entity 23 does eat food and drink water, and the entity acts like a normal horse from the front rooms. The unapproachable horse has tried to call out for other horses nearby, but these attempts were unsuccessful, mainly because of Entity 23's unapproachability effect. The horse can also run through various levels at dangerously high speeds. This can be a spatial hazard due to the entity's effect. This entity was first discovered in a city park in level 11, where many wanderers had to experience the horse's spatial displacement effect when the horse was charging towards them. MEG Base Beta wasn't sure and wasn't able to capture that event, though. When you encounter Entity 23, be prepared for spatial displacement when the entity is running towards you, and don't go towards strange horses in the middle of nowhere. This next entity is quite popular, although if you have a fear of rats, then be warned. Entity 24 of the Backrooms, also known as Death Rats, have an IETS rating of 2D-. Death Rats take the physical form of small rats, similar to those from the real world. These entities can be found in various levels, and they can adapt to the level's environment that they are in. It seems that they may have been normal rats at first, but then they started to adapt to the environments of the Backrooms. In various levels, Death Rats host something called a screaming event, and it's when you hear distant screaming, but it's not from humans. Instead, it's from Death Rats trying to hunt and kill other entities. During this event, the lights will flicker until the rats stop screaming or the entity being chased is hunted and killed. Most death rats are harmless, and I don't want to discuss a lot of people, but let's just say these entities make a valid food source. Some of these death rats are hostile, and they can make traps. Death rats, blah blah blah, are more intelligent than usual rats. Their diets consist of male death moths and mold, but of course they can eat other larger entities from those screaming events. We don't know where and how death rats have been discovered, but it's most likely that a group called the Lost has discovered these entities a long time ago and referred to them as the forever changing rodents. When you encounter a death rat, it's best to avoid them. I know most of them are harmless, but that doesn't mean all of them are. Don't try to provoke or aggravate them because it's unknown what they will do. This next entity is unique in a way. Entity 25 of the Backrooms, also known as Plague Goblins, have an estimated IETS rating of 2C-. Plague Goblins are entities found in various levels and take the form of cat-sized bipedal entities with masks similar to that of plague doctors. They are opportunistic creatures, although they can be annoying to wanderers, especially to those going on their own. They look like a mix between a bird and a mammal, and their average weight is around 8 to 17 pounds. Female plague goblins are slightly larger, but they behave and appear the same. Their bodies are covered with black feathers that look like fur. They have scaly limbs, and they can be used to help them with climbing, holding objects, and defending themselves. Their actual faces are large beaks with razor-sharp teeth. They have large eyes with a bright yellow reflective glow. They can run up to 52 miles per hour, ain't no way! If a plague goblin has been killed, the meat and organs are still clean and are safe for consumption. They can consume any form of organic matter, but their usual diets consist of mold, corpses, prepared meals, candy, plants, and dead entities. Plague goblins are not affected by any forms of psychological anomalies, making them able to set up colonies of their own in psychologically dangerous levels. Plague goblins are nomadic entities, and they scavenge on whatever's lying on the ground. Any objects found are placed in the cloaks of these nomadic entities, and later they disappear. It doesn't matter how big or heavy the object is, they will always be placed in the entity's cloaks, and they will vanish without a trace. A plague goblin by itself will usually flee away from humans when they are spotted, but groups of plague goblins won't. Groups of plague goblins ranging from 9 to 27 members is called a swindle. Swindles of plague goblins have a caste system, and I'll explain all 3 roles in a short summary. Scouts are roles of plague goblins that will alert the others in the swindle if any forms of danger is coming towards them. Henchmen are heavy lifters. They're generally harmless and work hard for the swindle. Finally, gatekeepers can create portals that other plague goblins can use. Gatekeepers have unique patterned masks, and they hold silver canes and hourglasses. Plague goblins also hate hounds. They create traps and attack hounds. Make sure to keep all of your supplies in check in case of plague goblins attempting to steal them. If you are approached by these entities, trade food and almond water. If you have nothing to trade, then leave their colony. If you're cornered, shout and wave your arms. They are very skittish, meaning they are very scared and nervous. If plague goblins attack, know that they are easy to kill. Doing so causes all other plague goblins to retreat and never come back to bother you. If a plague goblin is endangered, rescue it quickly. Bring in parts of hounds to their colonies so it makes it easier to negotiate with these entities. Don't give them any weapons, don't leave supplies out, don't attack the colony directly, don't try to remove their masks, don't try to make sudden movements when approaching them, don't show them damaged remains of their kind, and finally, don't insult or taunt them. They will not let that slide. That is it for this episode. I know it's pretty long, and I hope you guys enjoy. The next episode will talk about level 30 of the Backrooms, but until then, I will see you tomorrow in the next episode.